G'day everyone, it's Jackson. Welcome back to Endeavours. It's the 11th of January. As always, timecodes will be found below if you just want to jump ahead to one of the Endeavours in particular. So for this set, the only one I wouldn't really bother with is Alliance points because it's going to be less reliable. It's going to usually take longer than the other options here, especially since the White Streaks event is not going to be on for quite some time. It's like 10 days away. So if you're not too familiar with PvP, best to wait until that time arrives before you do anything PvP related, especially for the Gone pursuits. So the other three, of the other options, these three here I think are the best. Nothing wrong with this one here. It's just that scribing abilities are kind of annoying in my opinion to use, so I tend to avoid them. But yeah, it's not too difficult. Just grabbing a single skill and killing some critters or something. I'll still go through this option, but yeah, I just do these three options though. All right, law book, probably one of the easiest endeavors in the game. Firstly, what you want to do, there's there's a heap of different things you can do. You can actually go find law books. You can read some of your own stuff that you've got in your house. But easy, surefire way to do this, regardless of what you have and what's out there. This way, Sean, you've got it by default, so it's just easy to reach as soon as you start the game. So just come here, come into this house here, Morris's Public House. Instead of talking to Philander Marie here, as we always do, you just read this bookshelf. That counts as reading a law book. There's a couple of things on the desk here as well, but yeah, just that one there's the surefire way. And yeah, you can read any bookshelf in the towns here. But yeah, that one's just one of the easiest to reach in the game. Okay, next up is crafting with blacksmithing. Now, we've had the other options, basically the same thing the last couple of days, and basically the solution is going to be just the same. So if you've already seen the last two videos, basically do the same thing, except this time just use blacksmithing-based items and metallic items. So the absolute cheapest thing you can craft for this is 4 iron daggers, 2 iron ingots each, and then star materials. So 4 star materials, 8 iron ingots, that's it. So you can do crafting writs, and I would recommend this if you have access to them. But if you don't, because you get crafting with any skill for the Golden Pursuit, you also get quests. So yeah, you can get multiple things done with a single crafting writ, which is very handy. But yeah, if you don't want to bother with them, instead, you can just source your own materials for this if you don't have any materials yourself. So I'll show you how to do that. But yeah, basically just, if you want the absolute cheapest way, it's just 4 iron daggers for 8 iron ingots and star materials. So star materials, firstly, you can get these from any blacksmith in the game. You'll usually find these around the crafting stations. Hunel here. So in this menu here, you've got all the different ones. I can use bone on this character. And yeah, if you've got any of the other crafting motifs or any different races, you can just find all the stuff here. Now, if you need any gold at all for this, for both the star materials and if you want to buy the iron or whatever it is you use, preferably iron because you need the least amount of it to craft an item. There is a video in the description for Endeavor Preps. There's just an early game gold tutorial. It's pretty easy to follow. You don't really need any pre-experience or anything. So yeah, just follow that if you need. So yeah, it's the same concept of the last few days. You can steal some stuff. I don't really suggest taking unstolen items because for some reason they don't give you any gold. Don't give you any materials mostly, whereas the stolen stuff tends to a lot more. Now, if you have a Nightblade with the Shadow Cloak skill morph to Shadowy Disguise, it's easiest with this because this skill, for some reason, only the Shadowy Disguise morph, you can take items without getting spotted, even if you're not in stealth. But yeah, if you don't have that, it'll just be a bit slower, that's all. So Auradon is also great for this. So after you get your law book, just come down here to Brightsteel Armory. You can also find a couple of other places that have some stuff, but Brightsteel has so much stuff in it alone that's metallic. You probably don't need any other option. So yeah, I'll just go into this corner. Got the axe here. Yeah, sometimes you can get really bad RNG and just nothing spawns. Don't worry, it's just nothing. Not related to your skill at all. It's just RNG. Sometimes it's just whoa. Saw the code there for a second. Yeah. So in this case, you just got to find spaces that are hidden from view. So in this case, just behind this guy. Grab these. Just be careful not to talk to them because it will pull you out of stealth. Now just go over here. I could just wait for this guy to go to another location. In this case, because he's over here, you could just go into like this spot here, right behind the guy. Yeah, oh god, yeah, it's just a bit of finesse, just finding a spot that you're not going to be seen. So there we go. Now I'll just come over here to the crate, just make sure neither of them are moving. That one. And now, there should be, yeah, there's a sword on here. Oh yeah, so always watch what these guys are doing, because they do move around a bit. So yeah, you can take a bunch of stuff out there. After that, what I would suggest you do is you can either go into Aegis of Oriel, which I don't really like too much, because there's just constantly people watching, but it's not too bad of an option. What you could do instead, this person here, Milanith, she doesn't actually exist. According to the stealth mechanics. So there's a bunch of heavy armor here, so take that stuff as well. And then if you need any more, you can go into this corner, go behind Pladina here, this Imperial lady, and you can go hidden here. It's just got to be careful not to go too close. But yeah, you can take some of the stuff over here, and you can take some of the things from the weapon rack too without getting spotted. You just got to be a bit careful. You can also take some of the stuff from the middle if you're really like smart and like or just patient, I guess. So yeah, just wait. In this case, I could probably just go here and take some stuff. See if I can. Yeah, so I could just take some stuff there quickly, but that's very risky. I wouldn't really do that. The other option is yeah, Aegis of Oriel. So there's a heavy armor room in this building here. Heavy armor items in here, so you could also grab them. But in this case, you just basically do the same thing, but with the NPCs in here. This one here, you can. It's a bit more depending on this guy here. He can spot you as well. But yeah, you just got to watch what this guy's doing. As soon as he stops moving, just grab some of the items here. So yeah, there's lots of items in Auridon that you can use. And yeah, as I said, you can just use Shadowy Disguise, and you can just take stuff right in front of people, and they can't even see you do it. So, just take that. Oh, don't do that. I'm pretty sure you get detected if you do that. Just take all that stuff, and then what you do is you take all this stuff to the blacksmithing station, and you deconstruct it. Now, if you do get a bounty, it's not a big deal. So, just as an example here, I'll just get one. Because the guards are not like they are in other games. Let's take from this. Like Oblivion and Skyrim, they'll fucking chase you to the ends of the earth. In this game, they don't. Like, you see, there's this guard here. I'm like literally right next to them, but like I can go pretty damn close to them, and they don't give a shit. Like, I think the vision range is mostly like in front of them, but you can get pretty fucking close to them without them spotting you. You can see there. So yeah, just make sure you don't go too close to them when you do it. There is one that like walks by the clothing station, but not really the blacksmithing station. You usually got to worry about them. And like this area over here is also safe, so you can just like travel over to the blacksmithing station quickly. And the best thing is, after you steal stuff, if you deconstruct it now, this is what you do it for, to deconstruct it for materials. If we deconstruct all this stuff, the iron ingots that we get from this would be just like legit. They're not actually stolen anymore. So that's why you do it. Now, obviously, the problem here is that I'm a max level character, so I don't get iron ingots. Do this on a low level character, and you'll be able to get iron ingots. That's my suggestion to you. Sorry, I should have mentioned that earlier. But yeah, low level Nightblade with Shadowy Disguise. That's the best way to go. What I think you should do is just set a character up just for this purpose. And whenever these endeavors come up, just do that. And yeah, it's a surefire way to get some materials to be able to craft a bunch of iron daggers easily. So in this case, yeah, just do that. And then just go to deconstruct and just deconstruct them again, because you get some of the materials back, and you also get some of the style materials too. So it just means you can recycle some of the stuff you used. Now, if you do want to buy this stuff in guild stores, as always, I do suggest using Tamriel Trade Center. So I'll link this in the description if you want to take a look. But yeah, so as an example here, I can just go EU, just type iron, and iron ingot should come up. There it is. So go advanced search, just go amount, probably go, it depends on how much you want and how much gold you've got available. But like if you only have a small amount of gold, maybe just go up to 25 pieces, and then go unit price between 0 and we'll go 10. Nothing more expensive than that. So it should get a bunch of stuff coming up. Like, look at that. There's like 6 lines of, or 6 pages worth of stuff. So yeah, you can see 120 gold, 90 gold, 100 gold, all that stuff there. Like super duper cheap. That amount of gold using that gold tutorial I have in the description, that will take you literally just like a couple of minutes. So just do that instead if you just want to avoid the bounty issue there. And yeah, so if I just pay the bounty here, I've still got the Voidstone ingot in my inventory. So yeah, you don't lose that stuff. So even if you have to pay the bounty later, it's really good, that option. So defeating enemies with scribe skills. The enemies must be killed with a scribe skill for this to work. It's not like the other defeat enemy ones. You actually have to get the kill with a scribe skill. There's some things that also work alongside it, like the Lingering Torment script, that damage over time effect. If that kills them, it also works. But like basically anything else kills an enemy and it doesn't work. It's a bit of a pain, but yeah, the best way to do this is to either use a single scribing skill and kill critters with 1 HP, so it's impossible not to kill them with a scribe skill in that case, or stack a bunch of AoE skills, of like scribing skills, and use them on like a large group of targets in a small area. You could do this alongside Storm Atronachs if you go to Spellscar, but those enemies have a lot of health, and sometimes the scribing skills, especially if you don't have many, you can really destroy your magicka or your stamina pool by trying to do that. So it could be quite challenging. So I would either go just kill critters for this option and just like separate the two. Make sure you have lots of AoE scribing skills if you're going to do the Kragorn option. Do the Somerset option as well, because there's a Somerset option for Storm Atronachs, or just do the group dungeon method that I'm going to show you later, and just use like a couple there. I wouldn't really do it if you only have one AoE skill. So the absolute easiest thing to get, but it just takes maybe a little bit longer to actually kill the enemies when you have it, is when you complete the first scribing quest in this skill line. This quest, I'm sorry. It's second area of scribing. It only takes a few minutes. There's like barely any content involved, and you can do it in base game. When you do that, you get Wield Soul, and you'll get the Magic Damage, Lingering Torment, and Breach scripts. So you can, like, basically after 5 minutes of that, you can just immediately do this endeavor, and I would recommend doing that just because it's simple. Now, if you want to get to second area of scribing for the first time, if you've never done this questline before, either Westfield, if you have Gold Road as a DLC, it's probably the easiest way to do this, like to reach the location, because you just use this way shrine that you've got unlocked by default. As soon as you create a character, just come down here, go down to the Mages Guild. Out the front here, there'll be an NPC. But if you don't have that DLC, the base game option, the same NPC can be found in the capitals of each city. Now, I like Deshan just because you've got this house here that's easy to use, and unlike one of the other capitals, it's like getting to it. Like you in Elden Root, you can't hop on your mount, so I just find it's a bit more of a pain in the ass to get there. Yeah, he's over here, this spot here. You can also use Wayrest in Stormhaven. It's also a pretty good option. Just use Gardener House over here, and just come over here to the Mages Guild over here. Now, home tours, if you're not familiar with this, it's basically just like having a bunch of extra way shrines unlocked that cost nothing. Really handy to have. There's a video in the description, just goes through how that works if you need to know. Now, critters, finding these things, not very difficult. There are a couple of good locations that I personally use, but most of these locations, they don't have enough for 40. You're just going to have to basically kill as many that are there, either wait for them to respawn or go to one of the other locations. But do be aware that all of these locations are overland. Everyone can access them. Everyone will try and kill the stuff here. So you'll be competing with other people for these options. That's why I suggest a Storm Atronachs, because you're going to need 40 enemies here that you're competing with other people for, whereas you only need 5 Storm Atronachs. So yeah, I know which one I'd pick. But yeah, I just wanted to do this first, because if you end up going to kill the Storm Atronachs, if you want to do these both at the same time, I'm just showing you how to do this first, so that you can just do both of them. Because it's like, I feel like it's silly doing Storm Atronachs first and then talking about this, when if you do this by like chronological order, then you've already done this and you don't need to worry about this one at that point. Or you've like wasted time before. You know what I mean. Okay, so this is one of the 4 options. The wings in the Scribing, the Scholarium, these have critters in them. So what you can do is just slot one of your Scribing abilities on. So do I have, hopefully I have one of the single target skills. I do. Okay, cool. Let's chuck this on and just hit these things here, and every single kill through this method will give you progress for the endeavor. But like I said, there's probably like 10 in each of these areas, or like maybe less than 10, probably like 8. So if there's nobody here, you can get a fair few, but again, you will not get you won't get 40. So just kill all the enemies in here that you can, all the critters in here that you can find, and then do the same thing with the other wings of the Scholarium. So the 3 ones that you want to look at are the Indrik, the Wing of the Netch, and the Wing of the Griffin. There's nothing, as far as I'm aware, in the Wing of the Dragon. Every time I've gone in here, there's literally just the dragon. Yeah. Pretty sure you die if you go down there. Is that a torch bug? It is. Can you attack that? No. Okay. Yeah, I tried. Huh? Oh. Okay. Interesting. It's a bit broken. Okay, whatever. So, now I'll just go through the other options. Alright, Monkey's Rest is one I tend to use pretty commonly for this option. So this can be found northwest of Vocal Guard. Again, this way shrine's unlocked as soon as you start the game, so it's pretty easy to get over here, up the road here, over to Monkey's Rest, because there's a way shrine right next to it. Once you unlock this, it's just easy to reach. There's a lot of monkeys around here, but a lot of the time you'll find some of them have been killed, because, yeah, other people will come here and want to do the same thing. So, yeah, again, you just take a single skill and just go up and kill the monkeys here. They can give you white meat and bananas, if you want those for provisioning recipes as well. Next option is in Stonefalls at Davon's Watch. This one's even easier to reach, but there's only a few critters here that you can choose from. So from the Way Shrine, just head northeast and you'll find Davon's Fine Steeds over here. That's where you're headed. So over here you'll find some little itty bitty spiders. These also count as critters, so you can just go and kill a bunch of these as well. There is also a couple of like proper spiders here that you can fight. So yeah, just like be careful, because I just light attacked that to kill it, so that didn't count. See, that's what I mean. You got to be careful not using other stuff to kill it when you don't want to. But yeah, you can use that option. The last option is Goat's Head Oasis in Alakid Desert. This one's really good. It's got lots of goats, but this is usually where everybody else goes to do this, so you'll find other people go here quite a bit. So you'll be competing with the people. But yeah, 2 way shrines pretty close. And there's a house you can use in home tours, House of the Silent Magnifico, to get here pretty quick. So you just, from here, you just basically go across the beach over here, down over the cliffs here, and yeah, you'll have Goat's Head Oasis way shrine, and then easy access there. The other method is to stack a shit ton of AoE skills together and use them in tandem in a dungeon, because dungeons like this is my preferred one, because it's got a shit ton of skeevers that are really weak in the first room, and the next rooms are usually not too bad either, and it's instant, so no one else can come in here and take this stuff, as opposed to like critters in the overland. Now you can do this again for the Storm Atronachs option. I will go through that in more detail later, but what I would do is just go to this option here, Sunhold. Because later on, there are lots of Storm Atronachs there, and there's also lots of Sea Elves that are relatively low HP that you can kill with Scribing Kills. So I use a bunch here. I would only really do this if you've got a bunch of skills. Now, do be aware it's very expensive setting this stuff up. It costs you several 100,000 gold to get all these what do they call them? Grimoires. Is it grimoires? Yeah. So enough grimoires to like do this comfortably. So just be aware that this will be kind of rough to start with. Now, what I would advise is to make this as good as comfortable as possible. Like I said, you want to stack a bunch of... Oh my god, hold on. I haven't thought this through. Yeah, stack a bunch of different offensive affix scripts there. So what I'll do is I'll just pull all these skeevers. I probably wouldn't use the crocodiles just because they have so much health. They take ages to kill. If you've got a single target one, probably use that, but yeah, I just probably avoid it. So yeah, just stack all these skeevers together. I'll start off by using Trample, because that travels in a long straight line. Use it again. And then I'll use Elemental Explosion because it's huge. And then I'll use Fiery Soul. Oh my god. That was close. So yeah, just do that to kill a shit ton. And repeat the process in the next rooms. Just be aware, if you want to do this with Scribe skills, if you don't use the Sage's Remedy signature, you'll need something to like keep you healed up, because naturally these things don't give you much healing. The only way to get healing is to put the healing focus on, and that just allows them, like, it stops them doing damage, so it's kind of counterintuitive. Wait, what? Where are the enemies? What the hell? What the fuck? Okay, interesting. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll just repeat the process here with these guys. Go over here so I can line of sight all the ranged enemies together. Head over here. Put this down so I can proc my backfire enchant. Yeah, contingency, burst. Just repeat that process. You will get along fine with like health recovery if it's like a few enemies, but yeah, if there's a lot of enemies, just be careful of your health. So yeah, there's another group of enemies you can do with that, and then there's more skeevers over there. So there's enough for 40 enemies in just this room for this endeavor. So yeah, shouldn't be too bad for you. Alright, so just a quick run through of some that I would recommend you use to get more damage. Berserk is good. Brittle is probably one of the best in the game. More extra crit damage, that's fucking heaps. Breach is good. You'll get Minor Breach, still good though. Courage, Brutality, Sorcery, good if you don't have a source yourself. Keep going down. Force is really good. Lifesteal is good, but it's like only available on a certain few skills. So Ellie Explosion, probably. Oh no, Lifesteal. Sorry, it's a different one. There's one that it's a signature one, isn't it? That yeah, it heals on damage done. Lifesteal isn't very good. The Mangle's good. Off Balance is good if you can get the champion point that increases your damage against them. That one's really handy. And then Vulnerability is like a staple as well. Hold on, I'll see if I can get the... Just give me a sec. Let's go signatures. Leeching Thirst, this one here. So heals on damage done. So you can get this on Traveling Knife. So if you're a stamina build and you're going to use Traveling Knife, that one is fucking good. Because yeah, basically while you're using a spammable, because Traveling Knife is probably my favorite spamball. You need multi-target on it though, and you need to be a stamina build for that case. But yeah, it's basically just like having something like Puncturing Sweeps or Scythe or Sap Essence as a Knife Blade, just like a physical form. It's really, really good. So if you need access to Wayward Source 1, what you could do as well is just kill the skeevers, and then like leave and then respawn with the skeevers. Sorry, come back later with the skeevers, just because they're way weaker and easier to deal with. If you've only got one skill, that might be better. But yeah, just come here to Wayward Source 1, go to Gardener House at Home Tours, just like you would to get the Scribing questline started in Wayrus. Yeah, you just come down here instead, go over the bridge down here, and Wayrus Source 1's here. If you've been there before, you'll be able to travel from a wayshrine, but if you haven't been before, you just have to make sure you do that first, and then you can travel from a wayshrine whenever you're ready. Okay, time to talk about Storm Atronachs. So, Storm Atronachs are these things here, these big dudes. They've only found in a few places that I would really recommend. There's a couple of dungeons, a couple of other locations that have some, but do they have a lot? I don't think they do. Not enough for endeavors like this. So this is Spellscar. This is probably the one I would choose. It's the base game option that I would recommend. So this is in Craglon, in the sort of eastern side. This thing here, Spellscar. Only this northern section has it. There's about 10 Storm Atronachs. Now, unfortunately, with these options, there will be a lot of other players trying to do the same thing, especially for the 2 base game options. So, what I would advise you do, just to be good to other players, when you see these things, don't fucking blow them up as soon as you see them. Just calm down, because you don't actually have to kill them. As long as you deal a bit of damage, and then even if they're like killed by somebody else, it still counts for you. So what I'm going to do here is just find one that somebody else is attacking, to show you that you literally do not need to kill them yourself. Like, you don't have to get the last hit. As a matter of fact, you have to get like, you really don't need much. I'm going to find an example here. But probably the best place for this is like the middle, because you've got, yeah, here you go. So this guy here. So what I'm going to do is just I'm going to heavy attack him a few times. And there you go. And that counted for me. So you don't have to obliterate these things. Just let other people get some hits in. Unfortunately, some of these people don't listen. They just fucking ult them and shit. It's not good. Yeah. So you just run around this place for a while. If there's a lot of people like this, just stay in the middle here. There's 3 spawns in the middle, in this like lane here. There's one here. There's one over here, like around this spot, and then there's another one like far down here. So you've got easy access to like 3. So that's kind of what I do in this situation, because the groups will spawn faster if you kill all the groups around. So you can see this one's spawn already. Let's hit this guy a few times. And then just like look at the other areas, make sure they haven't spawned yet. If they haven't, just chill with this guy for a bit. Oh, there's the magic floating spell fiend again. It is Spellscar, so physics are kind of weird around here. But yeah, so that one's dead, and now we just wait for the other ones. There's another one over there, see if we can get him before people fucking ult them. There we go, got a couple of hits in, that should be fine. Again, just try and get a hit on this guy. There we go. And that should be it, I think. Cool. So yeah, you can see what I mean. It doesn't take too long. It's just people can make it a fucking pain in the ass around here. So Spellscar, if you've never been here before, there's home tours is the best way, because there's no way shrines naturally unlocked in Craglorn. So Hackfield's High Hall. This is probably the way I'd get here. Just travel to this house at home tours and just travel travel west, get this way shrine to Mountain Overlook. Also get this one too, because the Frost Atronachs here you'll probably need to get from time to time. So this area is good for a lot of stuff. It's also good for vampires, flame Atronachs, air Atronachs. It's probably the best option for that too. So yeah, this place is really handy to have just for a lot of endeavors in the general for the long run. Yeah, for today, just the Storm Atronachs. There's another option that's basically the same thing in Reaper's March, Willow Grove over here. This has Storm Atronachs as well. It's only got a few, and they have much less health. And there's a similar amount of players that come around here, so they tend to kill them a lot quicker. So I don't really like this option myself. But if you want to try this one as well, maybe there's no one here today, just use Serenity Falls Estate, go a little bit south, get the Sway Shrine, and then just come over to Willow Grove over here. You could try it out there. Now, in my personal opinion, my favourite option for this, though, is in Somerset. It is the public dungeon of Sunhold down here. Now, this is painful to get to first, like for the first time, because it is quite a trek. Unfortunately, there's no houses nearby with home tours that you can just kind of skip the travel to. But once you get there after that first time, it's really easy because there's a way shrine right next door. You can see here. Alright, so here we are. This is Sunhold. So you need to get to the sort of northwestern side to start getting Storm Atronachs. The only thing you'll find here is these like Seth Adder things and some Sea Elves. So if you can, grab a Nightblade with Cloak for this. I'm still going with the Cloak build. I had some issues with the servers. They were like, it was really fucking laggy.
but it's gone away now, so I can continue that stuff. It's just also the fucking golden pursuits come up, so I've got to do that first. But yeah, I'm still going with that stuff. It's just sorry, it's just taking a while. So yeah, just run through these enemies here. You can see there's a lot of stuff in the way though. It can be painful if you do have to run past them, but it just means that there's probably less people that will come through here and do this stuff because there's so much shit in the way. It's just like the watery foes one, where there's like too many enemies in the way for most people to bother. Alright, so up here is where we start getting them. So there's usually a Storm Atronach like cinch here. And some of these groups here, if you attack them, they will spawn Storm Atronachs with them. But it's only like certain enemy groups. So yeah, it's none of this stuff that you want. See if we can go over here and find some more. Yeah, you really have to go far. So there's a group of cinch bears there. There's some Storm Atronachs on this bridge here. This person's already killing them. Yeah, they just... So you can see... Oh yeah, here they are. So these dudes here, these are Storm Atronachs. So I don't think this dude is aware, but they actually... So what the enemies do is they spawn... If you attack them, they will spawn extra Atronach type enemies after you enter combat with them. It just takes a moment. So what you can do is just like attack the groups here, and sometimes it will spawn extra ones. You can see some Storm Atronach, Cinches, Bear over there. And like on the bridge here, if you look right down here, there will also be some Storm Atronach groups down there. You can see another Cinch there. You see this this mage and the bear over there. Yeah, lots of stuff here that you can use. So once you get to basically like this side here, it's really good. The group event is also a good way to get some Storm Atronach enemy types. It won't be enough for 5 though, so you just have to do that and like maybe 1 or 2 more. But yeah, so Sunhold. To get here for the first time, just start from Shimmering Wayshrine. And yeah, just unfortunately you just have to trek it all the way down here. Once you got Sunhold Wayshrine, it's pretty easy to use this place then. From that point though. And yeah, obviously this needs the Somerset DLC. It'll be interesting to see if this becomes free, because they said Greymoor is becoming free. So I feel like this is more... I feel like this being free would be more valuable to the player base than Western Skyrim. But yeah, maybe that's the point. Or maybe Jury crafting itself is becoming free at some point. We'll see. Alright. Oh my god, my voice. Yes, that's enough. So, take care everyone. I'll see you next time. If you have any questions, just give me a holler as well if you have any problems with anything here. I'll always help. But yeah, take care for now. Have a good rest of your weekend.